our podcast of skincare and food and what is this connection to a green lifestyle. And my name is Amira. And I'm on with Maria. I just realized that I had mute on Zoom, so I never repeated ourselves. We are recording, and this recording will be archived on our YouTube account. And certainly it's something that anybody can jump in and look at there.
Well, interestingly, we started our topic of clean lifestyle with our backgrounds and how different your cultural backgrounds were from mine in terms of diet and just lifestyle in general.
Yes, I think that definitely really plays in so much to, I guess, my food. And when I've shared experiences with everybody, it really has to go with just kind of family backgrounds as what you're eating, what sort of habits that you take. And for myself, I was raised a third generation vegetarian. I did grow up eating cheese and eggs. And when I was 20 years old, I was diagnosed with endometriosis. And having that, I sought out help from the doctor and was told that I basically needed to either put myself into an early menopause through different types of medications or have a hysterectomy. And at 20, I was not ready for that. And since my background, was in health and nutrition, as far as growing up with that family dynamic and doing research, I found out that the hormones and the cheese and the eggs that I was eating could potentially disrupt the hormone balance in myself and could potentially spur endometriosis. And so just kind of started looking more into that, and then even found out that there was some research leading to sulfates, and namely sodium lauryl sulfate, and that particular surfactant or detergent could disrupt hormone balance.
It's interesting, if you had gone to a doctor now, if you were in your 20s now and you just discovered that you have endometriosis, I wonder what kind of treatment options they would give you now. Would there be a better understanding of how to handle the disease or the situation or condition rather?
Yeah, I think it definitely, with now living in, Northern California, I think it would have been more options than, having this and researching this and living in Atlanta. But to be able to really have some more options, I think is a huge difference. Huge difference of what we have now. And I've realized that just even with being able to do research on my own, and being able to kind of get away from being just strictly a vegetarian, that has made a difference, which is interesting. I've actually people that were completely strict vegan and we're getting a little feedback, I guess. Maybe we need to go up the upload food again.
Yeah,
okay.
I did put mine on mute on Zoom.
Okay.
Well, you kind of grew up on a more healthy diet, a more vegetable or plant-based diet on the most part. Mm-hmm. Mine is completely different. My dad, I guess, grew up with he came from a very unfortunate background. So for him, meat is such a luxury that he considers meat as the healthier way of living. And every meal has to involve some sort of a meat. So for him, it's better that you have meat, even if it's a poor type of a meat, than not having meat at all. It's kind of an interesting, it's an interesting psychology for sure, but it's cultural and it's also his economic background at the time. So I grew up, with a lot of meat, eating a lot of meat. We do a lot of vegetable also because my mom came from a completely different background, but needless to say, both my parents, they do have health issues like cholesterol, high blood pressure. And that's something that I'm watching very closely now. But going back to my background, it's really hard to change the way you eat on a daily basis. And if you've never had Indonesian food, you should, because it's amazing. But Indonesians eat with a lot of chips. Like everything comes with chips, shrimp chips, rice chips, any sort of chips. So I'm accustomed to that mouthfeel. We talked about this yesterday. So every meal that I have till this day, if I don't have something crunchy that comes with a meal, it feels like something is missing. So I would eat things like if I don't have shrimp chips with my rice plate, I would eat it with Doritos, potato chips, even if it doesn't fit the meal. It gives me that satisfaction, right? And shifting it to that clean, like truly clean diet and clean lifestyle has just been truly a challenge for me.
Yeah, definitely.
I do try.
It looks like we do have somebody who has joined the room. You're more than welcome to jump in if you'd like to join the conversation. Yes, I do want to make special note that we are recording. All right. And I believe they're going to come up and join the room as well too. Hello, welcome in. My name is Amira.
Hi everybody. I just saw your notification. I think we met. I don't think we properly met Amira, but I think we kind of saw each other in some kind of skincare clubhouses. So yeah. So thank you for following. And it was just very interesting what Maria was saying. Just briefly, my name is Tunayoni, and I'm working in daytime as a data analyst, but I do have eventually I've been working in finance for 15 years, and I find my passion in skincare, and I'm actually studying to become a skincare formulator. I launched my brand, and totally for like vegan and all thing, but and then it's just in the process of like doing new products and testing and all that kind of stuff. So, but I just something Maria you told that is kind of ring with me, because my background is I am actually Turkish Cypriot, and we do eat a lot of, it's a Mediterranean food. We don't, if we don't have bread or rice, it doesn't feel like, something is totally missing. So I totally get you how you feel about that.
Yeah.
So and I just want to say, like, I go into a diet that is sort of cut the carbs, how can I cut the carbs and then sort of shift into the more healthy eating? And to be honest with you, it's just challenging. And what I did is just like, I tried to replicate, like reduce the carbs by like replacing them by nuts, for example. If I want to have like a bread with it, so for example, if I eat, I don't know, whatever I want to eat, but if you don't have the bread, you don't feel full. But instead of having bread, I just had some kind of like some almonds, some walnuts, a little bit of like, just a handful of it. And then it kind of gives you, at the first you might not feel full, but if you eat a little bit more like that, and it kind of make a difference. And I eat a little like I don't know. I mean, I try to stick to vegan food, but sometimes I do eat like we love yogurt and that kind of protein milk based a little bit, but not too much now. And it kind of worked. I don't know where you are, but we use kilos I'm based in the UK. So I was a little bit heavy, like around 95 kilos. And then I reduced, just changing those kind of little bits, don't eat the chips. I reduced quite a lot down to like 75 kilos in like almost 20 kilos, which is quite a lot. But in terms of year, just by adjusting a little bit of, shifting it to, it's hard at the beginning. And I told you, if you try it, it works out. I just want to say that. But what happened is that it creeped back out. You can't really resist a pack of chips. It was there. What happened? So put my weight on again, because the pandemic hit. You sit at home, work from home. Okay, I'm just gonna have a little like treat to myself. I have a like croissant, just a bit like that. And the next thing, you put on weight again. So it's just like impossible to stand away from those carbs. But yeah, so I just wanted to talk about that, and I'm done talking.
Yeah, well, that's amazing. It's congratulations on the weight loss. My gosh, 20 kilos, that's a lot. I grew up in Indonesia, so we use metrics as well. So I'm familiar with both metrics, you know, the kilograms and the pounds. That's a lot of weight loss. That's amazing. Congratulations.
Yeah, it didn't happen overnight though. It took me
Of course
like
not.
16 months, maybe more, 17 months, maybe almost a year and a half. Let's just put it that way.
But, you know, nothing happens overnight, right? Even when we gain weight, it feels like we gained it overnight, but we really don't. Same thing with everything that we do, skincare. If we want to change our skin, it doesn't happen overnight. There's no such thing as instant gratification. And I think with changing to a clean lifestyle, that's something that I have to remind myself all the time as well, that it's a process, it's a journey, that I don't, you know, like to your point, yes, I can start changing it to almond, and occasionally I'll fall off the wagon and have the chips and all those crunchies again, the really terrible carbs for you. But, you know, it is a journey and it will take time. And I think I have to remind myself that nothing happens overnight. But thank you for the suggestion.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's definitely, it's something that you can, it is very hard, because I think the most challenging thing I found that is that feeling of how, if I don't eat that carb, I'm not going to feel full. It's that challenge that you have to overcome, right?
Yeah.
I'm with you on that one.
It looks like we have a new person who's joined the room. Welcome in. This is an open format. I do want to make special note that we are recording. This will be archived on the Skincare and Food YouTube channel. You're more than welcome to jump in the conversation if you'd like. And we're discussing our connection to a green lifestyle. I'm curious, since you're studying, getting into cosmetic chemistry and formulas for cosmetics, how kind of the shift in thinking about, you know, greener eating has affected, you know, formulations, or has it affected how you look at cosmetics?
Yeah, so I think one of the main, I think it's really, it's the main thing that kind of, the relation for me is that what I eat tends to, I mean, I can't really say it's 100% linked, but I suffer from a lot of, you know, dry flakes, like my face dries out, like it just literally has become like, you know, dry sand sort of, and it could be related to, I find that sometimes it's related to what I eat, but it's also a lot of environmental factors, you know, cold weather, you know, the shaving, because I'm a man, I had to do a lot of shaving, you know, sometimes. And then I just find the products that is not addressing what is, like, it's not addressing the whole issue. You know, when I was going through the healthy time, you know, my skin really sort of, it improved. But also, even if I'm still using the, like let's say I buy a famous like brand, like let's say Clinique or Vichy or whatever, and I use them, and then it doesn't really work. I mean, I still get the dry flakes. And then I found that, you know, maybe I'll try this myself, you know. So the greener, like obviously the vegan like oils that we use, for example, this amazing argan oil, or it could be like even basic sweet almond oil, or it could be whatever, like safflower oil. So I found it does wonders on my skin. But the thing is, you can't just use it once, okay, and that's it. You still have to use it. It's like eating food. Your skin needs a lot of, you know, nourishment, like how you nourish yourself. So if you're using a bad product, obviously it's gonna get, you know, if you eat like a junk food, kind of, it's related to that. The skin is gonna suffer. That's why I find organic materials and the green materials have a lot, actually it does work, you know, and but again, you have to be really careful what are you using, especially when it comes to, you have to be careful about essential oils when you're using. You have to use very, very small amounts. When I formulated, like, especially for face, you can't go to like maximum 1%. And there's some oils that you can't really use on face. such as like ylang ylang is one of them. Even though it smells the most beautiful floral fragrance, you can't really use it. Maybe, yeah, you can't use that on the face. But so basically, it's the food and the skincare. It is related. I mean, obviously, how you eat and how you know, I mean, they're saying that if you eat a lot of junk food, you may suffer from acne, but then again, the junk food also it's not good for you internally, not just externally, but internally as well. It's just, you may put on weight, you can have cholesterol, you know, all these things. So I would think the plant-based, even food, it helps a lot. And even for when I formulate it, I try to use the oils that are not too refined, for example. I try to use unrefined. But the thing is, because the more you go raw, you get this smell, because some oils, really, if they go unrefined, they do have the smell. For example, shea butter, there's a lot of difference between unrefined shea butter and normal shea butter, refined shea butter. So I don't want to go on too much, but basically it is the food and the skincare. There's some linkage, and with the skin, is it like how you eat normally? You have to keep nourishing your skin with a good plant-based, you know, clean products. That's why I'm kind of advocate of using less synthetic as much as possible. I mean, you can't really escape it. All drugstores have synthetic materials in it, but that's why there's now a movement of like green skincare, you know, clean beauty, green beauty, all this, because people are realizing, you know what, I may just buy it for a $2, you know, drugstore, but I'm happy to pay $8 or maybe $10 something that is made of vegan or like plant-based, but it has these amazing oils in it, like rosehips oil. Rosehips oil is one of the most trendiest oils right now, but it does work because, you know, I have seen it work on my skin, but you can't just put it once and they're gonna expect to overnight you're gonna have, okay, my skin transfers. It doesn't work like that. You have to keep using it like it's everything. There is some potency, but you will see the difference, definitely. So.
Yeah, I can't agree with you more on that one. My skin has been in its best state since I shifted to clean products. And I've been on clean products, clean skincare for, gosh, almost 6 years now. And my skin looks better now than it did 6-7 years ago. To your point, it doesn't happen overnight. Even if you're using something that's super, super strong and it gives you that instant gratification, there is a price that you pay with that sometimes as well, depending on your skin. If your skin is tending to be more sensitive, then you're gonna see a lot of that sensitivity start showing up on the skin as well. So you can get some instant gratification, but there is a consequence. On the other side, there are side effects that you're gonna have to pay attention to sometimes.
Yes, I agree, and that's what we will learn with the formulations, that we have to be careful about people's skins being sensitive. Like there's some element, this is true for essential oils. A lot of sensitizations, as you know, happening in the essential oils. You have to be really careful about those. But and that's why some of the ingredients also, they're very, very like effective, but don't forget they're very expensive. So you have to be really cautious of, in a way, okay, I make something like 100%, I don't know, this very expensive oil, but does it gonna work? So you might want to, that's what we learned with the formulation. You have to test and then, you know, what it works, what doesn't work, you know, oh, I can just add this. But, again, you know, it's, that's what's, you know, trial and error. I actually do my own little bit of like, before I actually sell something, I actually test on myself. Will I see the benefits?
True scientist.
You know? But everybody's skin is different. And
absolutely.
So.
I think that's actually a really huge point with having that everybody's skin is different. I think that our bodies change so much throughout our life, throughout the month, throughout the year, and that it's important to just really kind of tap in. I know for myself, the first thing I eat in the morning is typically what I crave. And so it's something that I have to be aware of. You know, whenever I try new skincare products or even a skincare product I've been using for a long time, I really need to try to like tap into and see how's my skin reacting? What sort of response do I have? And I think of being really aware of your body is going to be the best indicator. You know, I know my body better than anybody else. So I think that's really important to note.
Yeah, that's very true. So I agree on that 100%. Everybody's body is different and how their skin reacts. But there are certain things that people like. The mass of people think that this is really good. You can always do a batch test on your skin, just a little bit, you know, if you want to try something. The most amazing one is everybody's talking, the sodium hyaluronic, which is called hyaluronic acid serum. It's all over the place. But I've used the ordinary hyaluronic acid. I mean, it's okay, it works, but it kind of works that it didn't bring me the expected result. I'm not like, I bought it like 2 bottles of it and I just used one, and second one, well, I'm not happy with it because does it really work? And I looked at the ingredients like, okay, you know, it's all right, you know, they're selling it for cheap, don't forget. Like hyaluronic acid is what, $10 maybe maximum, $8 a bottle of it, which is, you know, you get the idea when you look at it, when you see what's in it, you know. Okay, you know why it doesn't work.
Yeah. Well, I think that ingredient in particular needs a buddy. It needs to have something to go along with it. With being able to help really boost hydration and act like a topical sponge, that's only one step. It needs to be able to keep that hydration there. So, you know, we have hyaluronic acid in our tissue and our cartilage, but that's not it. There's all those other, you know, fundamentals that are going through with, you know, collagen and whatnot. So I think it's always important to really just pay attention to like all the different beautiful layers and fusion of ingredients in a formula.
Absolutely. I mean, you need some what they call, for example, when you want to make a serum like that, they always add a humectant, which it means a kind of material that absorbs, like just absorbs the moisture, and they use a lot of glycerin. Glycerin is a vegetable thing. So you can't just add, like you can get the hyaluronic acid in a powder form. So you can't really use it on the skin, but as you said, you need something to make the hyaluronic acid work. And normally they add these, as I said, the glycerin is one of them, or kind of other materials to make it work so that it looks like what you're buying out of the bottle. So it's great to have sodium hyaluron, it's fine, but as you said, you need something to kill it. And the thing is, you use it, but again, you just realize how your skin different. My skin didn't react to the way that I wanted it, but other people's skin may respond to it, and they may have seen massive change to it. It's very hit and miss sometimes, but that's again comes to like skincare, like marketing and all this. It's so easy to trap into it. So you know, there's this massive claims that it's the super phenomena. This sodium hyaluronic acid is the, you know, is the ingredient to solve it.
Yeah. Well, and to me, I'm getting goosebumps now talking about it. But to me, that's what Clubhouse is that platform for education, because since everybody's skin's different, everybody's body's different, that means that whatever that influencer or that person who posted that product or that, you know, type of eating habit, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for you. And, you know, one of, I think, Maria and I's hopes in having this platform is just education, just purely just that information and being able to learn from each other and continue to spread that message.
Yeah, absolutely. And going into a beauty store and being able to choose what it is that's going to work best for you. And, you know, sometimes what somebody's posting on TikTok is not going to be something that works for you, just because you have such a different skin or skin concerns compared to what the person is using.
I love it. I love it. Oh.
Yeah, I actually discovered Clubhouse not long ago, and I'm just amazed. I mean, when I first started to talk a couple of times, I get so nervous talking because, you know, I just sometimes get this feeling that people actually listen and they listen, and sometimes I get very nervous, you know. But now I'm okay with talking. But as you said, like, I think Clubhouse is one of the things that I actually make me come out of my shell a little bit more. I do get very, you know, what you call like not confident, like, yeah, I get a little bit shy about it, but the more I talk to people, I realize that, you know what, this is great. I love this platform. So thank you for the opportunity, letting me in here.
Oh my gosh, thank you for joining us. It's been an amazing conversation.
Yes, I'm very appreciative. In fact, when we do post the recording of this on YouTube, I will link your Instagram account on there. So that way people are listening, if they want to, you know, check out your information and look into the brand that you're creating. I believe wholeheartedly in networking and supporting, and, you know, this green space, this green lifestyle, to me, it's only going to get better with us being able to share information and support each other. So I'm definitely much appreciative, and I'm following you on all your channels that you have posted.
Thank you, Maria. I'll follow you as well.
Yeah, I'll be talking now.
Yes, yes,
it's
yes.
amazing. You know what? This is way better than, like, I see, you know, likes of, you know, when you go on Instagram or, like, you know, even YouTube. This is the best interaction that I've seen. It's like, you know, you're meeting people and then, like, without sort of, you know, get comfort of your, like, your own space, but you get to network with amazing people, and such a great opportunity. I hooked up on it, like, cool. I didn't know. I thought at first Clubhouse, like, everybody's talking about it, must be something, you know, another sort of social media platform, you know, going crazy. But since I joined, I learned so much. I go and listen, like, you know, about branding, marketing, all these, like, excellent win talks. So again, amazing. And Amira, thank you very much. You know, I'll thanks for, if you want to link it, I'll be honored to. So yeah, well, this for me is just we'll see how it goes. I'm still in the early days, you know. So I'm just but if you're curious about sort of if you want to know anything about any kind of what goes into skincare and things like that, I'm learning a lot at the moment, and I had to do like a project for my diploma for graduating, and I'm actually working on a formulation for my own skincare issues after the shaving. You know, as a man, you get these like rashes and all that. It's not easy being men sometimes. You know, I know ladies have their own problems. That even with a man, it's just we suffer from dry skin, shaving skin, rashes all over the ladies. You know, we're not that much different from, you know, from ladies as well. We have to do it.
Yeah, well, we would definitely check out your progress. We'll keep following on your progress, and we both we're crazy about ingredients, and I think it would be a dream to be able to kind of look into how products are being made and what goes behind NPD, new product developments and whatnot. So I think, you know, both of us are a little bit of a nerd. Sorry, Amira.
I'll own it. I'll be an ingredient holic, I guess, as Algida says. Yes. I love it. Very, very cool. And this is definitely going to be a weekly format. The day is still kind of going to be ironed out as far as if it'll be on the same day, but we'll continue. And I love the community that is definitely in the space of green lifestyle. So thank you so much for everybody joining. As mentioned, this recording will go up on our Instagram, or excuse me, not our Instagram, on our YouTube page for skincare and food. And we're at 30 minutes. We want to keep that tight, but thank you so much for everybody joining. Very much appreciated. And we'll continue on keeping each other updated on how things are going.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Really nice meeting you. Thank you. Take care.
So good to meet you as well. All right, thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.